Chris, what is our third main topic today?
Third topic is from Gary Aldright. Hi, John. First time, long time. I've got to thank you for turning me on to John Wick films years ago. They're now some of my favorite action movies ever, and I loved Part 3 and Halle Berry Sofia character. I read that she may be getting her own spin-off movie. Do you think that could work, and would you be excited for it?
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, Gary. And yeah, obviously, I think all of us around here are big fans of the John Wick franchise. That is a little franchise. Everybody forgets now. It's kind of like the Robert Downey Jr. situation. Everybody forgets that before Iron Man happened, Robert Downey Jr.'s career was not much, right? He was starting to get little projects here and there and doing some good stuff and whatever, but he had already 2 strikes. He kind of fallen out of favor with Hollywood once, kind of started coming back with Ally McBeal. Everybody was loving him and Ally McBeal. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Ally McBeal fired him again because the drug situation again, all that kind of stuff, lost his career again. And then Jon Favreau says, you know what, I think this guy should be our Iron Man. And Disney was like, hell no. But then he convinced them. They show himself and then boom. But everybody forgets that Robert Downey Jr. wasn't the big major movie star in the world for a long time. And I think a lot of people forget that John Wick was kind of a resuscitation for Keanu Reeves. Because Keanu Reeves was just putting out a lot of movies that nobody's really paying attention to. The John Wick movie gets advertised. It's a Keanu Reeves movie. It's going to be whatever. But then it comes out and it's like, oh my God. And all of a sudden the Keanu-sance began. And the world has been Keanu Reeves' oyster ever since.
And that first movie's really good.
Oh, it's great.
And with the world that it sets up, and I mean, it's really good. And he was great in it.
And I thought the first one was better than the third one. Sorry, so let me rephrase. I thought the first one was better than the second one. I still like the second one very much. But then the third one came out. And I actually think the third one is my favorite. And one of the reasons for that is Halle Berry's character, who I thought they brought her in, and her dogs. You guys know me and Ray are dog guys. But they brought in her dogs as well. And I love the character. I thought she was great. And I have been looking forward to seeing, because, you know, I love the Continental, the whole mythology of the Continental hotels, and the fact that she was the manager of another country's Continental. I thought that was great. I thought the action sequences were great. I've been looking forward to her coming back. So Halle Berry recently talked about her status with John Wick 4 and the fact that she may be getting a spin-off movie of her own. And I'll tell you right now, I'm interested in it. This comes to us from the folks over at Variety, who write the following. Sofia is not in the next John Wick movie. So there's the status on that, says Halle Berry. Although the character might be getting her own spin-off film, there could possibly be a Sofia, her own movie. So she might not be in John Wick, but she might be doing her own thingy, Barry added, that starring in her own John Wick spin-off movie would be putting some ointment on a little sore, alluding to her James Bond spin-off movie that never happened. Barry played Bond girl Jinx opposite Pierce Brosnan in 2002's Die Another Day. Bond producers Barbara Broccoli wanted to give Barry's Jinx her own movie, but the studio balked at the intended $80 million budget and the project was killed. It was very disappointing, Barry told Variety in September of 2020 about losing her Bond spin-off movie. It was ahead of its time. Nobody was ready to sink that kind of money into a black female action star. They just weren't sure of its value. That's where we were then. All right, and that comes to us once again from Variety. So listen, the idea of her getting now her own spin-off movie is great, but I'll tell you what, I am intrigued. The very fact that she's connected to the world of the Continental, the fact that she is shown she can do action great, the fact that she has the 2 dogs. Now, would I be more excited to see
and
John
that she survives a moonfall?
And the moon falls and she survives it. Would I be more interested in John Wick 4 or a Sofia spin-off movie? I'm more interested in John Wick 4.
Yeah.
But we live in a world where we don't have to have either or. We can have both and. And listen, I'll tell you what, I'm down for it. But I'll tell you, Rob, I don't think it's going to happen. Hey guys, we want to take a second and thank the sponsor of today's episode, Stamps.com. Now, you know Stamps.com. They've been supporting the John Campea Show for a while here. Now, let's face it. Going to the post office is time-consuming and really not the way you want to be spending your time. And that's why I highly recommend to do your mailing and shipping online with Stamps.com. Stamps.com allows you to mail and ship anytime, anywhere, right from your computer. You can send letters, ship packages, and you can pay a lot less with discounted rates from UPS, USPS, and more. You see, that's why Stamps.com is a must-have for any business. Whether you're a small office sending out invoices, an online seller shipping out your orders, whether you're somebody who's just trying to send things out to your friends and family, or if you're a giant warehouse like sending out thousands of packages a day, Stamps.com can handle all of it with absolute ease. And here's the best thing. With Stamps.com, you get up to 40% off of post office rates and up to 62% off UPS shipping rates. And this is why Stamps.com is an absolute no-brainer. It saves you time, it saves you money. It's no wonder that nearly 1 million small businesses already use Stamps.com. So stop wasting your time going to the post office and go to Stamps.com instead. There's no risk. And with my promo code Campea, just go up to that microphone up in the corner, click on that, and enter my code Campea. You get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale, no long-term commitments or contracts needed. Again, just go to Stamps.com, click on that microphone at the top, and enter the promo code Campea. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. I like, the reality is the John Wick films don't generate massive blockbuster money.
No.
They never have. They've been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But I don't know that they pull in the type of money that will make a studio go, yeah, we can make a spin-off. Now, they're going to try something with television with the Continental, and there's some stuff about the ballerina. But I don't know. I just don't know that I see this one happening. But if it does, I'm down for it. How do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, you know, I like that subgenre. Like, I liked Atomic Blonde. I like La Femme Nikita.
Oh, I love Atomic Blonde.
You know, I love female assassin Lucy or Hannah. You know, whatever. All these Sophia, whatever you want to call it. I am there for those kinds of movies. So I could see this working. I've always loved Halle Berry as a performer. Will they make this movie? I don't know. That people might look at the 355 and go, well, there's a group of female assassins that didn't do that well. I mean, I would love to see that movie, especially made by the same team that are making the John Wick films. So I think it could be good. I'm certainly there for it. I think any fan of the series would step up and watch it. But it better be not like the Jeremy Renner Bourne movie.
Yeah, well, which I didn't hate.
I didn't hate it, but it was like, I get what you're trying to do, but it just seemed kind of odd. The problem is I wouldn't want to see a movie like that where you're thinking to yourself, you know what would have made this movie much better? John Wick.
Yeah, that's true. That could work against it as well. Like on the surface, you think the John Wick connection could work for it, but you're right. It could also be something that works against it.
But it could be good. I really enjoy her as a performer. I'm sorry they never made a Jinx movie. She was probably the best thing about Die Another Day.
Yeah. Have they ever done you'll be the best one to know this. Have they ever done a Bond spin-off movie?
No.
That would have been
talked
interesting.
about doing Bond spin-offs, but they never have.
I would love that. Jinx or Felix. I would watch any of those.
Oh, yeah. I really do like the Felix character. Anyway, what about you? Do you think, number one, would you be interested in a Sofia spin-off movie? And do you think it would happen?
I'd watch it. And I just have to say, in the chat here, we have a lot of people saying Catwoman ruined her chances of getting her own movie. Y'all,
no, nobody blames her for Catwoman.
On, all right? No one blames her for Catwoman. And so many people have made bad movies and still made other movies. It's amazing, right, that we can do that. This is not a causation equals this kind of situation here. I would watch these films. I think she's a really great character. I think she's a really great actress. And, you know, just like we talked about for Moonfall, like, she tries. She really, really tries to deliver on scripts that aren't that great sometimes.
With everything that's wrong with Moonfall, and there's a lot.
She and Patrick Wilson.
The actors in it not giving their best and doing what they could with the material they were given was not one of the problems.
No.
Mm-hmm. They committed.
All three of the leads.
Patrick Wilson has a place reserved for him in heaven.
Yeah.
For his performance.
And Halle Berry, I mean, she tried her best. Like, I'm sorry. When there's a line, one of the worst lines I've ever heard in a movie that just made me want to slam my head into the seat in front of me. When the NASA director is, he turns to her because she's like the assistant NASA director. The NASA director turns to Halle Berry and says, "Don't forget you work for me." And the script calls for her to say, No, I work for the American people. I'm like, who wrote that? And
It's
then
so cheesy.
and she, but you know what
she
she
does
did?
it.
She did it.
Where instead of being like, no, she gives her best, where she's like, no.
She did the best she could. She goes, I'll take that turd and I'll try to polish it into a diamond if I can. She did the best she could. I mean, everybody forgets too, she's an Academy Award winning actress for a reason. By the way, it was still one of the greatest moments in Oscar history when Adrian Brody and her on the Oscar stage. Remember, they were doing, so he grabs Halle Berry, gives her the big dip and kiss and stuff like that. I mean, that's one of the greatest Oscar moments ever. And anyway, I digress. Listen, I'll say this. I am down for this movie. I would like to see it.
Yeah, me
I think
too.
it'd be very interesting, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong.
You never know, because Moonfall is made by Lionsgate, right? Right, and Lionsgate is John Wick, right?
It's distributed
Oh,
by
okay.
Lionsgate.
So it's in the Lionsgate
Yeah,
family,
I'm
which is
telling
what
you.
John Wick is.
You know,
Don't make it happen.
they'll be like,
Lionsgate is crazy.
and Lionsgate's going to go to Halle Berry. You owe us.
Oh yeah.
We're going to make this movie, but you're not going to get paid.
Question is for you guys. What do you think about this? Would you be down for a Sofia spinoff film from John Wick? Actually, I think there's a lot of spinoff potential from John Wick. I would be. Maybe you wouldn't be. Do you even think it's going to happen or that it could? Whatever you guys are thinking, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.